Welcome back to our show, the TTL show, Tomorrow Leader, where leaders are reborn. Today, we are at Thika Constituency CDF offices to host one and only Simon Kimani, former president Mount Kenya University and now youth leader in this constituency. He's going to share with us his insight on leadership, on youth, and the perspective on how we're going to grow the youth in politics and other areas. Simon Kimani, welcome to our show. The TTL show.
Thank you.
Yes. I don't want to take much time, but I want you to explain to our viewers using that camera, introduce yourself, who are you, and so that we understand who is Simon Kimani.
Okay. I'm Simon Kimani. I was born in Moranga, and but I was raised in Kinangop. I schooled in Kiabu County, and I stay in Thika. And Thika is a place I call home.
So, Simon Kimani, leadership has been part of your journey towards being who you want to be for tomorrow.
Yes.
I don't know where it started from, but I've known you way back in Mount Kenya University, the year 2014, 2015, when you were the president. I remember the days you campaigned, the political vigor. So maybe you can tell us the journey of Simon Kimani into leadership.
Okay. I remember it was back in 2002, and I remember very well. At that time we were doing a subject called geography, history, and physics. Currently it is called the social studies. I remember our social studies teacher came to our class, and at that time he was in pain because of the bad governance that was there before Kibaki came in. And he talked with a lot of passion about bad governance. And I felt it. At that time I was still a young boy, and I felt it. And I swear that I'll do everything possible. I'm going to work very hard to make sure that we have brought glory back to our country. I remember the social studies teacher, when he was highlighting about the issues that have been affecting us and some of the things we should do, at that time I didn't have a liking for his subject. I didn't like his subject, but when he addressed those issues, I liked his subject, and I started performing in school because I really wanted to bring some change. In primary school, I was the best. The top position I was given in primary school. I was given a head boy in primary school, and that was back when I was in class 7 up to class 8. Then from primary, I went to a school called Nyaruru Boys High School. In Nyaruru Boys High School, I remember Nyaruru Boys High School. It is a funny story because I was made the school prefect for a period of around 6 months. And then the principal said, no, we don't want this person, because I never sided with the administration, and the administration expected me to side with them, but I never sided with the administration because the environment that we lived in, it is the same environment that we are living here outside. Example, this is what I mean. I remember we used to eat githeri. We used to call it, that's a mixture of maize and beans. We used to use githeri. It was not something we liked.
Yes.
Yeah, because we felt bad because the board members used to eat kuku, chicken, those things. Yeah, but us, we are paying the school fees. We used to eat githeri. And I felt bad, by the way.
Yes.
It was painful to see students eating githeri, and they are the ones who are paying school fees. And there's no any other meal, except githeri. And I went to principal's office and told him that this is not fair. Yes, it can be you guys who are holding leadership positions. You are the ones who are eating the nice food, whereas we, who we are paying the school fees, we are not getting that food.
Yes.
And I felt painful. It was very painful, and I told the principal that's not going to happen as long as I'm a leader. And the principal was not happy with me. And he later advised me to step down, and I stepped down back in high school, and that was all. Now the scenario whereby the principal and the board members used to eat kuku, it is the same thing happening here outside. Our leaders are eating kuku, while Mwananchi is still eating getheri. That's the reason why even today I'm very passionate to make sure that the Mwananchi have started to eat kuku, the chicken, but not the other way around. Yeah, because leaders should be the ones eating getheri.
Good.
Yes.
So what pushed you to being the president of Mount Kenya University back in 2014, 2015?
Back in 2014, 2015, it was a very tough year. I remember when I said that I'm going to buy, and when the information, when the school got the information that I'm going to buy, and they knew me but they didn't like me, and what they did was to make sure that in the register I am not a regular student, yeah, so that when it comes to time of nomination, yeah, during time of nomination, now I'll be removed from the paper, yeah, from nomination papers, because I am not a regular student. And it's the school that did that. But that was it was a very annoying decision for them, because the student knew that I was a student. I went to class with them, yes, and I was all in school. And when the student heard that the administration is saying that Kim is not going to contest because he is not a student, the student went upload. And they said, no Kim, no MKU, no university. Yes, and I remember very, very well that time. It is because of the student demand that I became whatever I became in MKU. And I remember very, very well during my inauguration time, I told the student, time has come for us to change, and things must change. It is time for the university to understand that it is not the building that we want. Yeah? We want the university to equip us, yeah, so that we can be able to handle the problems that are there outside. Yes, that was my story in university. Yes.
There must be something that pushed you to vie for the president back then, because I'm sure you used that as a bridge to leadership out here. What was that moving factor that pushed you that I must lead students of Mount Kenya University to bring change or something?
Okay. I started doing business when I was in high school. And in campus, I was still doing business. And the question I was always asking my colleagues is that, not because you are in school, you are working so hard, how sure are you are going to get a job there? No one was sure. And I started mobilizing students to be prepared with their degrees, that it is not a guarantee that a job is waiting for you there outside. Yeah? Be prepared, start thinking start thinking out of the box, yeah? Get out of that cocoon, be prepared, yeah? Because we cannot just go to school like zombies, yeah? Because the way we are being taught right now, it is the same way these universities used to teach in 17 and 1800, yeah? Facing the class, the blackboard, and facing the lecturer, and the lecturer lecturing notes and us taking notes. We have to change that kind of. We had to change that kind of
to more to practical than theory.
Exactly. We had to change that kind of line to a practical line, whereby this will prepare students to better people after campus. And when I started trying to tell the students such things that are going to help them, and the school thought that I'm mobilizing students to hold a strike. And I felt that pain, and that was the time that I said, if you think you guys are mobilizing students to hold a strike, and I'm trying to mobilize students to add a common direction, and a direction that will be fruitful to them, then let it be. And that's the time I say that I'm going to fight for the presidency, and I'll be the student leader, and that time you won't have anything to tell me that I'm mobilizing students in the wrong direction. Yes.
Okay, that was a very nice thing that motivated you to pushing you to be the president then.
Yes.
Now, what is the legacy you left in Mount Kenya University before we now embark on your journey outside the university?
Okay. One thing, in Mount Kenya University, students didn't have freedom. Freedom to express themselves. And but by the time I was leaving university, students had freedom to express themselves. Students used to air their issues without fear of being expelled. The administration understood the students. I created a rapport between the student and administration. And during my time, most of the students that were during my time, most of them are entrepreneurs. Yes, most of them are making money here outside. Yeah, most of them are even my friends. I'm happy to see some of the students, meeting some of the students. Some of them are even in leadership positions, and I can name them. And I'm happy for that. Another thing that we did in Mount Kenya University, we made sure that lecturers, because lecturers didn't respect the student before. We made sure that lecturers started now taking these things very seriously, respecting the students and negotiating the students, understanding the students, and forming a rapport with the students. And up to now, there is a very good rapport in that university, unless things change.
We are not sure because it's long since both of us maybe were there.
Yes.
Maybe somebody who was there isn't to tell us. Now, MK prepared you for leadership out here.
Yes.
Where is Simon Kimani currently?
Okay, Simon Kimani.
Or what has been his journey after university leadership to where he is today?
Exactly. Okay, Simon Kimani is a self-made politician. And I don't have a godfather. I was noted by the current MP in Thika Constituency called Honorable Nina Wajango. He noted me. We met. Okay. The vision he had for the youth made us to rapport, and we agreed to work together. And currently, I'm youth representative in Thika Constituency, and we are doing very well. What
are your duties that entail as a youth leader in Thika constituency? What is it entail for you to do in terms of helping the youth and all that?
There are so many things that we are pursuing as an office, and there are so many things we have done as an office. And the most important of all is to create employment. And the only way we can create employment, it is making sure that the students the youth themselves in Thika constituency and can engage themselves in manufacturing, in processing, and other creative things that is going to bring them money. And so far we have nurtured over 6 groups of youth, and out of the 6 groups, 5 groups own companies. One of the group is processing potatoes and packaging, and those potatoes, value addition of potatoes. And there's another group that is recycling polythene bags to form concrete blocks for building. And we have given a tender to one of the group to build for us a class. That is the direction we are going. There's still another group that is repackaging rice. And the other day they were given certificates by the KEBS. Now they can go to supermarkets, and we are good. There's another group that is still doing the macadamia. There's another group that was nurtured by me and the MP, and then now they are doing macadamia. And there are so many other groups that are coming by, and that we are helping and we are nurturing them so that they can create employment. Like the ones that are doing potatoes, they have created employment of over 70 people.
Wow.
Yes, 70 people. The ones that are doing, making those building blocks from recycled polythene bags and polythene papers, those ones are employed over. They have employed over 12 people. There are so many things that are happening, in short. And I wish next time when you visit me, I'll take you around so that you can see what is happening, the transformation that is happening in Thika constituency. Yeah. For the first time, youth position was not recognized before. Until we came into power, the youth in Thika constituency, the youth in Thika constituency now had a position for their own. And they had a position for their own. Yes.
Okay. How does it feel working with a youth like you are a youth, you're working with a youth, Honorable Wainaina Wajangle. Do other people like the old feel left out, or how is it?
Let me tell you something that is very, very important. Every generation have got its own responsibility.
Yes.
And there is evolution in every generation. In 2003, there was a revolution in that generation, and youth started engaging themselves in motorbikes and creative activities. And I remember between 2003 and 2007, there were so many billionaires. Even my boss, Wainaina Wajangle, Honorable Wainaina Wajangle, back in 2003, he didn't have money. He didn't have those companies. He didn't have those things. But after 2003, he was nurtured up to 2007 by the government that was there. Now, this generation have got a responsibility. And the responsibilities we have, it is to make sure that we have produced our own. We are not importing. Because the moment we stop importing, most of the things that we can do, that is the time that we are going to have trade balance. Surprisingly, like in our country, you find that Chinese government we buy things from Chinese government worth almost $500 billion. Almost 500 billion. That is $500 billion. Those are the things that we buy from China. And the things that China buy from us, it is roughly 10 to 15 billion. That means, we take over 400 billion to China. That's the reason why China, they have got a lot of money. It is not that the youth of this country are lazy. The youth of this country are very, very, very creative, but they don't get this opportunity. Some of these things that we do, it is the ones that create an employment environment, in our constituency or in our country. Like an example, why should we import toothpicks whereas we have got enough trees to make toothpicks?
Enough bamboos in this country.
Exactly. Why should we import maize where we can plant enough maize? Where we can give our farmers seed to plant maize for us?
We should import sugar.
Why should we import sugar?
We yet our own companies are going down.
Exactly. You see, another thing that, it is not that Kenya, we don't have the human resource to create our economy. We have, but those people that we expect them to help us get out of this ditch we are in, they are not doing it because they are doing business with the 500 billion. That means they are doing business with us, taking money from us. They are brokers. You get my point?
Yes.
Yeah, they are in between. Yes. Now they find themselves that wherever they are doing business with China, and we are taking over almost $500 billion to China, they find themselves suited in that area rather than being suited in the 10 billion because there is more money when we are buying. That is the problem with our country. But the moment we stop these things, the moment we start producing our own, and I'll give you a very good example how these things have been. An example, our textile industries and other areas that youth can engage themselves, those areas, they are no longer working. It's very few, we have got very few companies working. They are no longer working. Like an example, look at myself and look at yourself. Look at what I'm wearing. If possibly I'm wearing clothes worth 10,000, I have taken 8,000 to China. Look at what you are wearing. If you are wearing clothes worth 20,000, that means almost 16,000, you have taken that money to China. Yes. Whereas that money would have remained here because we can do these things. You have seen after COVID came, people are doing these things. Yes.
We are no longer importing face masks and other things.
Exactly. Yes. And surprisingly, do you know, Kenya was among the first countries to start making these face masks from clothes. You can see the design. That design comes from Kenya, and it has been adopted by the whole world. You get my point?
Yes, I'm getting the point.
If COVID came for someone to do business with COVID, unfortunately, these people are no longer doing business because Kenyans can produce their own mask.
Yes. Now, as a youth leader, do you think youths have been given a good position in this country to fight for political struggle and leadership?
No. They have not been given.
Stand no.
I stand no, because by the end of the equation, we are the future of this country.
Yes.
By the end of the equation, my father is not the future of this country. Yes, my father is not the future of this country. By the end of the equation, yeah, within the next 50, 70 years to come, yeah, we are the ones who will be in the mess that have been created today. It is the responsibility of us youths. It is the responsibility of us youths to make sure that we don't create a mess. And we are not going to allow anybody, it doesn't matter the political position you are in, we are not going to allow you to mess with us. Yeah, you get my point? We are not going to allow these leaders to mess with us, because we own this country, we own the future of this country. And youths have not been given positions or platforms where they can discuss or where they can come up with issues affecting the future of their country. Like an example, look even at the boards. The boards, even the boards of primary schools, there's no youth, and those people are managing young people. Even the boards of secondary school, there's no youth there, and those guys are managing young people. Look at even the boards, the parastatals, and you won't find a youth there. It will be very rare. And not, we are 75%, you are representing 75% of the Kenyan population, and you don't find these people here. Yeah? In short, this country is being run by allowed 25%. Yeah? 25% around this country. That's the reason why you see a budget of almost 4 trillion or a budget of almost 3 trillion, it depends on the year. A budget of almost 3 trillion, the government have set aside allowed 10 to 15 billion for the youth. That means 75% of Kenyan populations have been given 10 to 15 billions, whereas the rest have been given to the few. And I'll give you a very good example. Assuming I have 2 phones here. Assuming I have 2 phones, if it happens that I give you my phone, that means you'll be having 2 phones and I won't be having a phone.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
But you'll be having 2
phones.
2. The same goes when we are having food. Assuming we are taking ugali and you take the whole of ugali. The ugali was meant for me and you.
Yes.
Yeah? But you have taken the whole of ugali. That means I won't have any share. That's what they have done. It is not that in this country we don't have money. These guys have taken everything. That's why we are
broke.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, those are very good insights from you.
Yeah.
So what should youth do to get these positions? Because as you understand, they voted in the young politician, that is President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and his deputy, who are young and who are being seen as the face of change towards youth development in this country.
That's a good question. One day, I was young. I was allowed 4 years, 1 year. And within the next 10 years to come, I want to be a youth. You know, it is you know, the problem with us leaders, we don't accept that we are growing old. That's the problem with us. The moment you grow old, you have grown old. You are mzee now. You are no longer youth.
Yes.
Yes. And you are now thinking like I'm mzee. Yeah? Yeah, even if it was me who was the president of this country. Yeah? The moment I'm out of that 5, I cannot call myself a youth. Now, it is my responsibility to give chances to those people that are below that 5 years so that they can transform. Because they are better. Because there is no way, okay, this is how it happens. A student is always better than the teacher. Because a student will perform better than the teacher after some years. There's no way that, and I remember back when I was in nursery school, yes, I didn't know, but my teacher was teaching me. But I know I'm better than my teacher. You get my point? Now, it is high time for these old people to give us a way so that we can learn this country the way we want this country, the way we want our children to live, not the way they want our children to live, but the way we want our children to live. And the moment I get old, I will leave that chance to the young people so that they can learn their country the way they want their children to live. Yes.
Before we wind up, I want to understand what are the ways we can mold our youth to become better youth leaders, better citizens of this country with a vision for tomorrow?
Okay, I've got some few things that that I think they're important, because information is power. The moment we give this youth information, the moment they understand how to process, or the moment they understand how to extract oil, from Jugukalanga, and you know that machine is around 25,000. The moment you give them that information, they are going to do something. They all want this information. And I wish I was a president. I would have made something like internet free for all the youths, because that is where we can get knowledge. Development it is not the number of roads we are building or we are constructing. Development is not the number of classes we are constructing. Development is equipping those people mentally. Let them understand why they exist. Let them understand they are here to solve a particular problem that is affecting the youth. Giving them information is key.
So
Giving them information is key.
Information is power.
Yes. Since 1963, when we were given independence, it has been a struggle. Up to today, we are still struggling. Most of the youths are sleeping hungry, no food. Most of us youths, we are jobless, trying to hustle way out. Most of us are educated. We are trying our way out. And it is a struggle. And I cannot tell my fellow youths that your struggle is over. No. Your struggle is not over. It has just begun. Things are going to be more difficult because we will be fighting for the future of our kids. And engage. Talk about your country. Think about your country. And that's the only way out. And in future, we'll see that change. Because where there's struggle, there is hope. But the moment we just stay like this, just enjoying, then there's no hope, there's no future. Because there's no struggle. We have to struggle. We have to struggle. It is painful, but we have to. Yes.
So who inspires you as we wind up?
God. My inspiration comes from God. Yes.
This is the best answer I've ever had.
Thank you. Yes, my inspiration comes from God. Because every day, in the morning and before I sleep, I always pray. And I always remind God that you promised me when I was a young boy that I'll be part and parcel of change. Please take care of me. Please take care of my people. Please take care of my generation, because we want to experience that change. And God is my inspiration.
Hey, thank you so much. As we wind up, we say we look upon you subscribing to our YouTube channel, look upon you following us, and we look upon you sharing with us your views on how we can make the youth of this country better, and the youth of this country stand for positions that belong to them. This has been your show, the TTL Show, the Tomorrow Leader Show, where leaders are reborn. And I was your host, Stephen Malala Panda. Till next time, see you, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.